Hey guys, Yxlarb here, and welcome back to my Forza Motorsport 6 series. In the next episode, my brother, Andy from Skyline Studios, whose channel link will be in the description, and it's always in my featured channels in case I don't put it there, because I am recording this a little over a month in advance, so I may forget. Sorry about that. But he and I are going to be going against each other in the next episode in a competition. We're each going to be selecting a car, modifying it, and tuning it prior to that event, which you will see in the next episode, of course. So this episode, we're going to be preparing for that. Now, there are limitations, of course. We are going to be ranking up our cars to 600, and it has to be front-wheel drive. I'm going to be using the 2001 Acura Integra Type R, USDM Type R, of course. I'm not sure if there is the JDM Type R in DLC or something, because I've been kind of away from the game for a bit, but you know what's up. Now the color. There's always Phoenix yellow, but I don't know, I'm just not a huge yellow guy. I always pick white is the thing. I'm always picking white. I feel like I want to be a little original this time. Maybe I'll go black, because I know for sure my brother won't go black. He just doesn't do that. But yeah, I, at this point, don't know what he's picking. But I can assume it's going to be a Honda or an Acura. We're both Honda fans. Sorry for those of you who don't like Honda, but I drive a 96 EJ6 sedan in real life, and he drives an FA1 8th gen Civic sedan as well. So we just have it in our blood, and it's his second Honda, actually. He actually had an Acura before that, a CG6, a 2000. So, yeah, I can just assume from that he's going to be doing that, especially once you say front-wheel drive. I mean, what do you think of when you think of a front-wheel drive car? I mean, I always think Honda, and then there's the Neon SRT4, but who gives a crap about those, right? Well, actually, in my area, a lot of people do, and they're convinced that they're better than SIs, but to each their own, you know? Now, the rank limiting is going to be 600, which, honestly, I just get confused by the ranking systems in all the games, because I recently played Forza 4, and 600's an A in there, but I'm pretty sure 600 is just a B in here. Yes, it is. That's a maxed out B. Yes, now I remember. Now, basically, before we get into any sort of conversions, obviously we have to say front-wheel drive, so we can't change the drivetrain. I'm probably going to leave the motor alone. Let's see. We can go to a V6. Yeah, I definitely don't want no V6. I want to stay with this, the B series. Pretty sure it's a B18 in this model, but don't totally quote me. I'm not a huge Acura expert. I mean, I'm more in Hondas. I'm just really trying to change it up for myself. So I know I'm not changing it up much by going from Honda to Acura, but you know me. Well, I guess you don't know me. But anyway, let's see. So the competition we're going to be doing is a track competition. So we're not drag racing, we're not drifting, obviously. So I have to figure out what I want to do here. I'm probably going to want to add the front splitter. I'll go with that for now. If I decide to change it, I will. There just aren't many aero options for this car. We can go spoilerless, but honestly, I don't know if I like that look. I'm probably going to go with the stock wing. I don't know if I want to add a race wing. I think we'll stick with the stock wing for now. I'll probably change my mind and go back after I figure out exactly how it's going to look. Definitely want race tires. I mean, I'm sure I'll be able to stay within the realm of, B class with race tires. I'm going to go full width on the front and a little bit on the back, not as full, but probably like, let's see, 25. I think I'll probably just go 25, maybe 45. Fine, I'll go 45. But as you saw, I have a little over 200,000. I don't play on this account, most of the time. I have my personal account, but I go on here every now and then to do some races with my S2000 just to make sure I have enough money to do basically whatever I want. I don't want to be going through a video and be like, oh, well, I just ran out of money, so it looks like we're going to have to make this a little more boring. I don't want that. Now, I'm probably going to be a little unoriginal here, or totally original, whichever way you want to look at it. And if I can find them, there they are. I'm going to go with Volk TE37s, which I'm absolutely in love with. I'm actually contemplating getting a set for my Civic. I actually have a friend in the area who imports Japanese wheels, true Japanese wheels and engines and such, so I'll probably get a set from him for a little under $2,000. But here, as you can see, they're $3,700. Now, I'm not going to be keeping them black, but they start out black. That's actually a complaint I have about the wheel selection here in Forza 6, is that they're not all the same color. Like, if I go to the color options menu and I select my wheels to be black, I go over any one of these wheels, they will appear black on my car. But here it's like I can't see how the Volks look when they're not black, so they might not be appealing to me. But yeah, I just like the way Forza 4 did it. I always go back to Forza 4. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I got those. Actually, do I have those Volks on? Yes, I do. Okay, perfect. So there we go. Now, in terms of sizing, 16 seems to be a pretty good size. I mean, but on the Acura, I might want to... No, I'm going to go 16. I like the way 16s look on these cars. Yeah. There we go. We already got the width taken care of and all that. Now, since I'm going to be wanting to do some tuning, it'll probably be a good idea to go with a lot of race equipment. Now, I don't even know if there's any non-race equipment that you can tune. Honestly, I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not a tuning expert. I've said that before, but I do have a tuning setup that I feel is going to work. It's more like a base tune, you know, non-specific to most front-wheel drive cars, but it's worked for me, and if I have to fine-tune it, I will. You know, that's just how it's going. We want race brakes, if for nothing else, the red calipers, you know. We want those rear discs for sure. Lower it as much as we can go. Not even an inch. That's another thing. In this game, it just doesn't seem like you can lower your car all that much. I mean, this is a nice, you know, functional fitment, but I'd like to go a little bit lower if possible, but whatever. We're going to go for race anti-roll bars, front and rear. We're going to be doing that for sure. Look at that money just withering away. Now for the roll cage, do I want to have a full cage or not? Because this only adds 64 pounds. This adds like 116 pounds. So do I want a full race cage? Let's see. I mean, it looks like handling wise, it helps out more. Acceleration goes down a bit. Braking stays the same. So it's either I sacrifice a little bit of acceleration in exchange for some handling, or the opposite of that. Now, obviously, we haven't even gotten into the power we're going to be using, so we're definitely going to be adding some horsepower. I think we can afford to go with the full race cage. I think it's just going to be cool that way. I'm going to leave the windows untinted just so you can see the roll cage. I think that's cool. In terms of weight, I don't think I want to take it all off because then it's just not as stable, I guess, depending on how much power you put on. So I think I'm just going to go for the medium weight reduction. Now let's go into the motor. Definitely want to do, what the heck? By adding 15 horsepower, our rank goes up by like 30. What the heck? Let's do intake manifold throttle body. 21 horsepower. Exhaust. And let's see. Pistons will overdo it a little bit. Don't want to do oil and cooling. Probably won't be able to do a camshaft. Yeah, it just adds way too much. Let's go to the air filter now. Let's add on this one for 5 horsepower. And yes, perfect 600. Now, I'm sure you've already seen, I'm totally OCD about getting the number perfect. I don't want no 598, 599. Has to be 600. So there we go. A little bit of weight off. So now we're sitting at a good lateral G rating, 1.24, 245 horsepower, which doesn't seem too high, but honestly, that's about perfect for what you want in a front-wheel drive application, especially this light. Actually, I didn't take a look at the weight perfectly. We'll go look at that right now, just so we can look at it all. Just look at all of it. Let's go. My cars. Acura Integra. Come on, change. Alright, so 245 horsepower, 163 pound-feet, always lower, much lower than the power. 2,453 pounds. So we could have taken off more weight, but then we would have had less power. So it kind of evens out. So I actually like it this way. The front weight is 57%. That roll cage evened us out a little bit. It's still not ideal, but in a front-wheel drive car, you got to expect the front to be anywhere from 55 to 60% of the weight anyway. So really, that's quite reasonable. Now, actually, before we get into our tune, let's paint the car. Let's change it the way it looks. So now I'm not totally certain if I'm set on the black. I'm not even totally certain if I'm set on the wing style yet. We'll see. No, I don't want to change the mirrors. Go to the wheels. All right, let's make those white. I think no matter what color I choose for the car, I definitely want to go with white Volks. That's just my thing. I love white wheels. I guess those are technically kind of silver. Not too many wheels in this game can go pure white, but yeah, now let's see. Don't know if I'm set on the black because white just looks so good. I mean, look at this. This is perfect. All right, you know what? I'm going to be unoriginal in general and unoriginal for myself. And actually, I'm going to go with the championship white. Or do I want to go with the regular? Okay, let's compare them. So let's see. The whitest of the white compared to that. Well, it actually doesn't look too different. I think I'm just going to stick with championship white just to remain somewhat original. For some reason, the wheels went back. I guess I didn't select white. Perfect. White on white, red calipers, window tints staying as is. Actually, I think I want to make the hood carbon fiber. Yeah, look at me already switching it up in here. And no Kevlar. I honestly don't really understand the appeal of Kevlar. Yeah, I know I'm interjecting a lot of my opinions about cars in these videos, but that's just because I get a chance to. I mean, I've done over 100 videos on YouTube, and not many, and until now, not many of them have been car videos. So now I can talk about cars a lot more, which is what I love. So definitely want to go for the polished look. I don't want, you know, matte, and I don't want that black. Yeah, carbon fiber hood. That's on point. So now I got to figure out, do I want to keep the stock wing, or do I want to switch it up to the Forza GT wing? Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. It's like, oh, it's a front-wheel drive car. You don't need no wing. Well, you're idiots, all right? I don't have a problem saying that unless you get educated on the fact. So basically, as you guys know, even a front-wheel drive car has rear wheels. The rear wheels, although they don't spin when you apply power, they do move. So when you're going around a corner hard, it actually happened to me the other day. You can spin out. And when you have downforce applied to the rear, it keeps them planted. So when you're going around a corner, you won't be spinning out. Now, yeah, so that's basically it. So it's really that simple. I mean, do some research on it. I mean, you'll find out that it's very applicable. Why do you think like front-wheel drive GT cars have those GT wings? I mean, Toyota's race cars, which actually are in this game, or S-classes, have wings. They are applicable. So, there you go. Now, let's just go to the upgrade shop one more time, take a look at that wing, and see what we want to do with this. So, let's see. The reason I don't know if I care for it is just it seems a little bit too tall. Now, it's not much taller than the stock wing, but it just seems to be. It does look more racy this way. Definitely don't want to go without a wing. I think I'm just going to keep the stock wing, stock color. I was kind of thinking of doing, you know, more carbon fiber, you know, carbon fiber mirrors. Actually, maybe I will still. Maybe I will still do that. Let's go paint it. And now you're thinking, oh, you're just wrapping it in carbon fiber. It's not really saving weight. Shut up. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Because once I know what's going to happen, I'm going to start doing this, and they'll be like, oh, then I can make a carbon fiber roof and a carbon fiber trunk. Well, you actually can't do that. That's another complaint I have about Forza 6. You should be able to apply decals in the carbon fiber color. I should be able to, you know, custom make my roof or my trunk that way if I want to, but no. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave the mirrors alone. Actually, now it looks really good. Fuck. Okay, let's take a look at it from another angle. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to bring it back to white. Yeah, it's going to bother me. No, not the hood. The hood's fine. The hood's perfect, in fact. The mirrors, though, have got to go back to white. And that's how the car is going to look. Cool. Now let's get out of here and actually do some tuning, which I'm sure you guys are excited to see. Like I already said, I'm not a master tuner. I'm not perfect. I'll do my best, though. I have some experience with it, but honestly, I'm a little more of a casual player when it comes to Forza. I just like to pop the game in, throw some upgrades on the car, and go racing. I do spend a considerable amount of time tuning and upgrading, probably more time than I do actually racing, but I like to just throw them on just so I can go in. Okay, don't show this. Apparently I haven't tuned on this account yet. Alright, let's see. So for the tires on front-wheel drive, I'm going to put it at 28 and 28.5 on the rear. Now, a lot of these are preference-based. A lot of this is a base tune, just stuff I use for a majority of front-wheel drive cars. Obviously, I'll fine-tune it from here, but this is just how we're going to start. Now a trick, actually a few people have taught me, is to adjust the final drive until you see that little chart down there. You can see the final gear until you see the final gear actually touching that red line. So whereas it's here, you don't really see it touching the red line. So here it's about 4.5, maybe a little bit more. I'll leave it at 4.5 just to make it even. For my alignment, I'm actually going to have a little more front camber, 2.5, and maybe for the rear, -2, just under that. Front wheel drive cars, you'll get a lot more grip this way. This is just the way I like to do it. I'm gonna leave toe and caster alone. Anti-roll bars, I'm gonna soften it up on the front. Maybe we'll avoid some oversteer this way. I mean understeer this way. And the rear, I'll actually stiffen it up a bit. Let's see. Let's do like, I don't want to make too drastic of a change. 26.5 sounds fine. For springs, first of all, I like to lower it all the way. That's just what I do. I think I'm gonna soften it up on the front yet again. That's just what I do. Yes, everything I do is what I do. Now you guys know all my secrets. So 530 and the rear. Do I want to soften it at all? Actually, I'm gonna bring it up to 500. Just a little bit. I always like to have the rear a little bit stiffer than the front in a front-wheel drive car. Let's see, damping, how do I want to do this? I'm actually going to stiffen it up a bit in the front and also in the rear, probably to an 8.2, maybe an 8.1. 8.2, we'll leave it at that. A bump stiffness, actually the front I like to lower quite a bit, not too much, 5.3, I mean, 5.35, and we'll bring this down a little bit as well. I don't know, I just feel like the stock, quote-unquote stock numbers on the race parts are just a little too high in that way. Now we got the front and rear downforce. The rear, oh actually no, we don't have the rear because we don't have the GT wing. We're still going to leave the wing off. For here, now I actually don't know what tracks we're going to be going to. That's another aspect that you guys will figure out next time. Basically, we're going to be doing 2 races. I pick a track and he picks a track. I think I'm most likely going to pick a cornering track. So I think for now I'm just going to tune like 85 towards cornering, and maybe I'll adjust for later, but maybe that's just part of the challenge, who knows. Now braking is all preference, mostly. I mean, for a front wheel drive, I like to have 60% of it on the front, and for pressure, I like to have 120. Basically, this is all preference based. I know a lot of people that go up to 140, 150%. This is just how I do it myself. The differential, I like to have a little bit higher on the front, 60%, and 10% on the rear. So that's how I'm going to be doing it. All right, let's apply this tune. Now let's actually take it to the track. You know, I don't want this whole video to just be, you know, total preparation. Prague's a good one. Let's just go to Rio. I don't go to Rio all that often. Let's just have a little bit of fun here. So now, if for some reason you skipped to the end here, you didn't want to watch me tune, you didn't want to watch anything else, I'm going to repeat this. All of this preparation is for next episode, where my brother, Andy from Skyline Studios, is going to be going against me in another front-wheel drive 600B car. And man, does this car look nice. Wow, it looks nice. I was kind of iffy about adding the splitter and the canards, but all of it being carbon fiber and just matching the hood, it looks really solid. So let's see. We're probably going to get some wheel spin through second. Oh, just a chirp, just a chirp. Maybe I'll adjust that even further just to make it nice. Oh, there we go. Already some sliding of the rear, it seems. We'll see, though. Don't want to speak too soon. Man, those brakes are they're acting up really nice. I mean, as you guys heard me say earlier, I've been using the S2000 a lot, and you know, it's mostly stock. I keep it that way just so I can, you know, partake in the races that I'm doing already. So it has, you know, non-upgraded brakes. It doesn't have, you know, upgraded suspension like this does. It's not tuned whatsoever. So driving a car that is, I don't want to say fully tuned, but at least base tuned like this is just really solid. These brakes are feeling really good. I might even want to increase the pressure a little bit more, you know, but I'll just play around with it like this. I'm sure I'll get used to it in no time. Oh crap, oh crap. Oh, I thought I was going to get away without an accident there, but no, huge screw up. All right, let's actually see, you know, now that the tires are a little warm, let's see how our start can go. I want to see if I get anything in second gear. Okay, looks like if I wait till about the 35, 40 mile an hour range, I can avoid that second gear spinning. But then again, you got to think, I mean, the wheel spin is going to happen anyway. I think I'll just get rid of it all in first gear. That's just the way I prefer to do it. The wheel spinning just makes me feel so slow, so sluggish. But yeah, so basically from here, it's actually April 30th when I'm recording this. You guys probably aren't even seeing this till, you know, middle to late June, because I'm actually going to be visiting. It feels weird to call it home, but you know, it technically is in a way. I'm going to be visiting my parents and my brothers, of course, because they live with my parents. They're still younger. And I'm going to be meeting up with him about June 12th, June 13th is when we'll be doing this competition. So I'm actually preparing way in advance, but obviously I'm going to need more practice in between. So I'm probably going to be using this car for some of the story mode just to get used to it. And God, it looks so nice. That's a big thing here. It looks really nice. And I mean, you know, I honestly don't know why Honda. Well, no. I do know why Honda gets so much hate. It's mostly the drivers. I mean, just in my town alone. I mean, it's usually the exhaust that they screw up and put on, you know, ricey eBay wheels, and it's just the culture of the people that use them that kind of sucks. But then there's a lot of people, particularly, you know, in the city next to mine, that are Honda experts. You know, particularly my friend who imports JDM wheels and motors. He's a Honda and Acura expert. He's got a fully built F20B 93 Integra show car. Like, it's amazing. And if you talk to people that really know what they're doing, you know, and this is true for any class of car, any niche is what I meant to say. So whether it be Honda, whether it be, you know, Ford guys, Chevy guys, anything, you're gonna find a bunch of idiots in all of these classes and niches, I guess. I don't know. Don't need to be repetitive with my words, but yeah. So I mean, oh wow, that was a really bad corner right there. Yeah, I don't consider myself a Honda expert. I don't consider myself a car expert, but I mean, I'm not an idiot. Most definitely not. But anyway, I think that's about it for this episode, guys. So I hope you're really excited to see this car go head to head with whatever my brother Andy's using. We can probably expect it to be some sort of Honda. Now, he and I aren't collaborating before this. That should be known. I'm not telling him what I'm tuning. I'm not telling him what track we're going to. He probably doesn't even know what car I'm using, although I'm sure he'll be able to guess that it's an Acura or a Honda. Honestly, I don't like the selection for Acuras and Hondas as much in this game, or at least just starting off, you know, excluding DLCs. I'm sure there's going to be more. I mean, who knows? They're always coming out with more. Just spinning for fun here, trying to go reverse. Yeah, these Volks really put it together. I love Volks. Sorry, I don't mean to drool over my imaginary car, my non-real car. You should see how I treat my car in real life. Then you'd think I was a total freak. Just kidding. Anyway, that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you're really excited for the competition. I know I am. If you can't wait for that, why don't you just go ahead and distract yourself by watching our other videos. We've got plenty of other series going on at this time. Technically 3. But, I mean, one of them's only going up once a month, and that might have even happened the week before this one. Who knows? I'm not going to talk about an imaginary schedule that hasn't actually happened yet too much, so that's why I'm not being so specific right now. But if you are subscribed to the channel, you know what's going on. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Forza Motorsport 6.